Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Baseball Domain. Today we are going to be going over my top 50 free agent predictions. Before we get into this video though, be sure to subscribe. Around like 70% of people who watch my videos are not subscribed. So if you are one of those 70% of people, subscribe. This is the best place to be for baseball. Like the video. Comment who you want your favorite team to sign or where you think the top 10 free agents are going to go. And yeah, let's get into this video. Okay, so now we're doing the overview of where each player is going to go. Got my Google Docs list right here. So let's start off. Jonathan Villar to the Red Sox. Red Sox do need a second baseman. Dustin Pedroia is retiring. Villar's got a good bat, great glove. Spelt his name wrong. Oops. But he's got a great bat, great glove. Bat wasn't really shown with the Blue Jays at the end of the 2020 season, but he's got a good bat. Red Sox get Villar. Next is Chris Archer to the Marlins. The Marlins need pitching after a successful run. Unexpected run, but successful in a sense. They do need pitching. Chris Archer has been waived or released or something. They haven't picked up his option. And I don't think the Pirates really want him back in a sense, but I think he'd fit kind of right in Miami as like a 3 or 4 guy. He's not going to be your ace. He's not going to even be your number 2 guy, but 3 or 4 would be probably perfect for him. So Archer to the Marlins. Next is Anthony DeSclafani to the Mets. Mets need pitching because they probably aren't going to sign back Stroman. And DeSclafani's a good 3 or 4 guy to have. So yeah, Mets get DeSclafani. Mark Melancon to the Braves. Braves need, or not need, they had a great bullpen, and keeping this guy right here is going to be huge for them. So I got Melancon back to the Braves. Next is Cole Hamels to the Phillies. Phillies need pitching. Cole Hamels started his career out with the Phillies, and I think he's kind of near the end. So I could see him going back to Philadelphia for a 1, maybe 2-year deal. Help out with the young guys there, and then retire. Next is Porcello to the Tigers. I think that Tigers kind of need pitching. Porcello didn't have a great couple of years. Maybe he can find himself again, and it'll be in Detroit, where he all started it all off. Next is Lester back to the Cubs. They declined his option, but I think he's going to go back anyways because they do need pitching because I don't think they'll have Quintana back. So Lester back to the Cubs, but on a cheaper deal. Next is Drew Smyly to the Marlins. Kind of like Chris Archer. Not a great pitcher anymore. Was pretty good. Marlins need pitching. I could see Smyly being that 4 or 5 guy right behind Chris Archer, wherever Archer is. So Drew Smyly's to the Marlins. Next is Greg Holland to the Royals. Royals, I guess the Royals don't really need anything, but Greg Holland just helps that team out. Locks down bullpen, locks down games. Everything you need, he's right there. If he pitches even half as well as he did during the season this year, then they could flip him at the deadline and get some pretty good prospects back for him. It makes sense. Next is Yates to the Astros. Astros waived Osuna. He's technically not a free agent yet. I don't even think he's on the list. Sorry. But I think Yates goes to the Astros. Astros are going to need a closer if they want to compete. And Kirby Yates is that guy. Next is J.A. Happ to the Brewers. Well, Happ had an okay year with the Yankees this year. I don't think he's going to go back. I don't know if they want him back. I think they're going to try and find something else. They got Deivi Garcia. Carson Schmidt or Schilt or something. I don't know. They got a couple of rookies. Severino should be back next year. So, yeah. So, I think Happ to the Brewers makes sense. Brewers need pitching. He can help out, be a 4 or 5 guy. Next is Mike Minor to the Phillies. Kind of like Hamels, but not as old. Definitely helps out. He'd be a 3. He'd be your 3 guy, right behind Wheeler. And then you'd have someone in between, and then Hamels at 5. So I think Minor to the Phillies really helps depth on that rotation. He's an innings eater, very effective guy. Helped the A's a lot. Helped the Rangers a lot too. Well, not a lot, but he helped them last year. So yeah. Next is Alex Colomé to the White Sox. White Sox kind of should keep him. He locks down games, locks down everything you need. He's a great piece to have at the end of your bullpen. And I don't know why he'd leave Chicago. I don't know why Chicago would get rid of him. So calling it back to the White Sox. The next is Carlos Santana to the Indians. Had a horrible year this year, but 60-game season, kind of hard to like, no, right? Give him a 1-year prove yourself deal. Maybe he does good, or maybe he's awful and you trade him at the deadline for like a C-tier prospect. Next is Cesar Hernandez. I think he goes back to the Indians. I don't know why they'd get rid of him in a sense. He helps that team out tremendously. Don't remember what type of year he had this year, but he's a great overall player, and I think he helps that team. Well, I know he'll help that team, and I think he'll help the team even more if he's back in 4 years, I think. Robbie Ray to the Brewers. It was him. It was Brewers or Braves for Robbie Ray. I feel like the Brewers are a better spot for him. He would be your 3-4 guy type thing. Helps depth, or not. Helps bolster the rotation. Adds depth to the rotation. Kind of okay second half of the year. He's a great pitcher. I think he'll go to the Brewers. Next is Adam Wainwright. Well, it's hard to see him go anywhere else but the Cardinals. I have him going to the Braves. Alex Anthopoulos is a guy who will hand out those 1-year deals to old guys. And Wainwright's just that he fits the deal there, you know. Good righty pitcher, old, adds depth, and 1-year deal just fits perfectly. Next is Jurickson Profar to the White Sox. Don't know why. He's kind of like a utility guy, so you can put him anywhere. So I think that's be the main reason, just depth piece. But yeah, Profar to the White Sox. Next is Charlie Morton to the Rays. I don't see him leaving, even though they declined his team option. I think they just want to pay him less money. He doesn't want to leave Tampa Bay. He said this multiple times. I don't think he'll go to New Jersey or like home to New Jersey and play for the Mets or the Yankees. I don't think he'll do that. I think he's a Ray and he'll retire a Ray. So yeah, I think he goes to the Rays. Yadi Molina to the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals at the end of the day, although there are other teams interested, I think they will pay him to stay. I do. So I got Molina back with the Cardinals for 2 years. Next is Kluber to the Braves. Now, for Kluber, it's the Braves or the Red Sox, and I think the Braves could outpay for him in a sense that they're a little bit more desperate to want to compete right now, whereas the Red Sox are still in, they're at the very beginning of their rebuild. So I think him to the Braves makes sense. Either you're going to get him good, decent, or he's going to be horrible. I say you give him a 1-year prove yourself deal. Those prove yourself deals have been working amazingly for the Braves lately, and they could sign him back long term. I really do think they could. So, Kluber to the Braves. Next is Tommy La Stella re-signing with the A's. A's have the chance of losing Marcus Semien this year, and Semien's a great middle infielder. I think having Tommy La Stella helps that team so much if you can keep him, even if you do lose Marcus Semien. So, yeah. Next is Blake Treinen staying with the Dodgers. He's a huge piece in that bullpen, especially during that postseason. Really helped lock down the 8th inning, giving it up to Kenley, basically. So, Treinen back to the Dodgers. Next is Trevor May to the Blue Jays. Well, I don't see the Twins giving up on him. If they do, I think he goes to the Blue Jays. Blue Jays need bullpen help. They need a guy for that 8th inning type thing. I don't think Trevor May will ever be the closer for them. I think he's the 7th, 8th inning guy, and that's kind of what they need in a sense. I think they could handle Romano being the closer, so I think Trevor May to the Blue Jays. Next is Rosenthal to the Padres. He was a huge help at the end of the year. Great closer, kind of refound himself, so I don't know how you get rid of him. He loves San Diego. San Diego seems to love him, and yeah, keep him. San Diego gets Rosenthal. Also, in San Diego, Brad Hand, I think he'll sign back there after kind of being departed for a few years. Considering the Padres are going to lose Kirby Yates, they're going to want a closer, and I think Rosenthal's that 8th inning guy. So if you can get Brad Hand for that 9th inning, I think it helps a lot. So yeah, Brad Hand to the Padres. Next is Colton Wong to the Angels. while the Angels don't need any sort of offense, they are going to probably lose Andrelton Simmons this year. So I think getting Wong helps kind of that infield. Fletcher will probably play shortstop if you can get Wong at second. That's a pretty good middle infielder, or middle infield combo. He's got a pretty decent bat. Not really any complaints about it. Now, they don't need offense, but he does kind of fit the bill of like helping the defense in a sense. So I think they could go out and get him. Next is Garrett Richards to the Phillies. He'd be your 4-hole guy, or maybe 5-hole. Depends. I think the Phillies are really going to go all out on pitching this year after seeing what happened to that team and just everything. I don't think they're going to go and get any top relievers in a sense, but I think they'll be in the bid for them, and I think they'll end up having to settle for some lower-end pitchers in the bullpen. So, yeah. But I think the rotation, they're definitely going to want to solidify, and getting Garrett Richards definitely helps. The next two pitchers are Taijuan Walker and James Paxton. Both are going to the Blue Jays. Taijuan Walker, I think, will go multi-year deal, return, like there. He's pretty good with them. I don't know how they don't re-sign him. Walker has said he's interested in coming back to Toronto. Toronto's interested there, so there's mutual interest on bringing Walker back. So that's why that makes sense to me. And then James Paxton is a Canadian guy. I think he could come back to Toronto on a 1-year deal, kind of prove yourself. He's coming off injury. Scott Boras client, and Scott Boras said last year that, he's made amends with the Blue Jays organization, and I think a great way to prove that would be bringing Paxton to Toronto as well. Next is Jackie Bradley Jr., and I can't see him going anywhere else but the Indians. He's going to be their center fielder for the future, I guess, in a sense. He could be a Met, but I don't think the Mets are going to go for him. I think he's an Indian. It just makes a lot of sense to me, so there. He goes to the Indians. Nelson Cruz to the Twins. That's the only place he's going to go. Best DH in the league right now. He ages like fine wine. He is so good. I don't know how the Twins let go of him. If the Twins let go of him, I will be completely shocked. So yeah, Nelson Cruz to the Twins. Next is Jose Quintana for the Braves. Now, for me, he either goes to the Braves or the Red Sox, but again, I think the Braves are going to outbid because they're a little bit more desperate to make sure they have a lockdown rotation, and he definitely fits the bill. Lefty, finesse type pitcher, got some power as well. Just a great overall starting pitcher, and I think he goes to Atlanta. Fits right perfectly as like a three guy right behind Soroka or Fried, whoever takes that ace spot. Next, we have Jock Peterson going across the freeway, going into Los Angeles Angels. Angels almost traded for him this year, or I guess this past offseason. I don't know why they wouldn't go for him again. They do need another outfield bat. He would help kind of just add depth to that lineup, so you don't have to just avoid 2-3 guys. You gotta worry about who's coming up. Great lefty bat as well. He helps a whole bunch. So Jock Peterson to the Angels. Next is Andrelton Simmons. He's going to be going to the Cardinals. So in a sense, the Cardinals and the Angels are going to be doing a trade without doing a trade. He'll be their shortstop next year. Paul DeJong will probably go to second base because I don't think Simmons is a second baseman. I feel like Paul DeJong would be a better second baseman. So yeah, Simmons to the Cardinals. Next, we got James McCann going to the Astros. The Astros, for some reason, I feel like they could use another catcher, and getting James McCann would really help them out. So, yeah, James McCann to the Astros. Next is Marcus Semien to the Reds. Reds do need a shortstop. Freddie Galvis just doesn't really fit anymore, in a sense. He's not that everyday guy. He's not your quality shortstop anymore. You do need another shortstop who can play every day. He's very good, very talented, and that's Marcus Semien. Next is Justin Turner. While I don't think this one's going to happen, I still have it happening because it makes sense to me, and that's him going to the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays do need a third baseman. Right now, that's a hole, and he fits that perfectly. He's a third baseman. You take him on a 1-2-year deal, let Groshans develop a bit more, and then, Turner walks in free agency or retires, and you get Groshans up. Now, I don't think he'll leave LA because of the winning culture there. But the Blue Jays do need someone who has a winning experience. And he did just technically win. He did win a World Series So I think him going to the Blue Jays would help that team, everything. It makes sense to me. Michael Brantley to the Astros. I don't think the Astros for sure aren't going to be able to re-sign George Springer. He says he doesn't want to go back. They do need a lefty bat. The Astros do because they're a righty dominant lineup. Lefty bat and Michael Brantley helps. Yordan Alvarez has come back from injury, but you don't know what he's going to be like next year. He might not. It probably won't be as good as he was in his rookie year, but you never know. So I say Michael Brantley to the Astros is just a smart move. Next is Liam Hendriks to the Dodgers. Dodgers do need a new closer. Kenley Jansen's kind of on the decline out. And it really showed again during this postseason. And, he's a guy, Liam Hendriks, he'll walk it down in the 9th, and you can get Bruce Gratterall or Blake Treinen for the 8th. I think you're set there. So, Liam Hendriks to the Dodgers. Next is Jake Odorizzi. I have him going to the Twins. I don't see where else he could go. Blue Jays are also another team, but I think he's just Twin. I think the Twins will pay him more. They need pitching. They want to get that first playoff win in 3 million years. It's there's people who have lived and they've never seen a Twins postseason win. So, they're going to go get him. I think they keep him. I don't know how they don't. I think you're dumb if you don't. So, Twins get Odorizzi. Next is Tanaka going back to the Yankees again. He's been a Yankee his whole life. Well, his whole Major League Baseball life. He's not going back to Japan as much as people say he's going to. He's not. He's not going to go to the Angels, even though I said the Angels should go for him. They still think they should, but they won't get him. I think Tanaka re-signs with the Yankees. It makes sense. They need pitching. He'll be your number 3 guy right after Severino. You can Cole, Severino, Tanaka. That in the playoffs alone is nasty. And then Davai Garcia, and then who knows who else. Jordan Montgomery? Who cares? That'd be great. Next, you got Kevin Gausman. I think he accepts the qualifying offer from the Giants. I think he's stupid if he doesn't. He'll never see another deal that gets him close to $19 million. Although he's making $18.9, basically $19 million. Kevin Gausman to the Giants. I don't know how he doesn't decline that. If he declines it, he's an idiot. But I think he accepts it and goes to the Giants. So, Didi Gregorius is going to sign long term with the Phillies. Really proved that he's not done yet. Good glove, good bat. He likes Joe Girardi. Girardi likes him. They have that winning culture. Winning past with the Yankees, and they're trying to bring him to the Phillies. I don't know how the Phillies let him go. I just don't see it. I think Gregorius stays with the Phillies. Next is Stroman to the Angels. Angels do need pitching. Marcus Stroman's not going anywhere in New York anymore. The Met fans getting tired of him. Yankee GM Brian Cashman doesn't even want him. I think he goes to the Angels. He helps Mike Trout win that World Series, or at least get to the playoffs. He helps that rotation so much. Yeah, he'd be a 2 guy. I don't even think Ohtani's not going to pitch next year. They do need pitching. So Stroman to the Angels. Next, I have LeMahieu signing back with the Yankees. That's where he's going to go. Don't any other fan who hopes he's on your team. I understand it. It's not going to happen, though. He's going to re-sign with the Yankees. The Yankees will drop a fat bag on him to sign. They'll give him a blank check. Just, here, put down what you think you're worth. We'll take you. That's basically what's going to happen. He won the batting title. He batted .364. He's going to stay with the Yankees. He's going to continue to bat 300s. So, yeah, LeMahieu to the Yankees. Next is Marcell Ozuna going to the Chicago White Sox. I said that's so weird. Anyways, I think he fits right there. They do need another bat. He could be a corner outfielder, a DH, whatever you need. He's got a great bat. I've said that, but he has such a great bat. I don't know how the White Sox pass up on him. So Ozuna to the White Sox. Getting into the top 3, we got George Springer to the Phillies. Now, I said the Phillies need pitching, but they also could use a center fielder. They don't really have one in a sense. And they are going to probably end up having to replace that bat that they'll end up losing this offseason. Real Muto. Wow, cough. Cringe. Anyways, George Springer helps that. He's a great defensive center fielder and an offensive center fielder. He helps Bryce Harper so much. He gives protection to Harper, in a sense, where more people might actually not want to pitch to Springer and actually prefer to pitch to Harper, and Harper might see some more pitches to hit, higher average, higher OPS, higher OBP, more home runs, more RBIs, more hits, more everything. He helps everything. So, Springer to the Phillies. Next, we have Real Muto going to the Mets. I think Steve Cohen is going to drop a bag on him. They need a catcher. They really do. And what better than stealing a catcher from your division rival, the Phillies? If the Mets pass up on Real Muto and don't sign him, or don't even give him like a decent offer, they're insane, they're stupid, and they're liars, and they can't be trusted. So Mets should go out and get him. I think they do. I get he doesn't like New York sports. He said that, but $250 million can change anyone's mind. So now the final player on this list is Trevor Bauer, and I have him going to the Dodgers. I was actually going to change that last second, but Dodgers. I have him going to the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers will open up a bag on him, give him basically a blank check. It's them or the Angels, really. But I think he'll go to the Dodgers because the Dodgers are way closer to winning a World Series again than the Angels are. And he wants that ring. So, Bauer to the Dodgers. So, there are my free agent predictions for this upcoming offseason, the top 50. Let me know what you think in the description, or not in the comment section below. Sorry, my brain's a little fried. Let me know what you think. Who do you want your favorite team to sign? Who do you think your favorite team will sign? And where the top 5 will go. Where do you think the top 5 free agents will go? So yeah. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Share this with your friends. This is the best place to be if you like baseball. So yeah. Peace out, goodbye, and we'll see you in the next video.